head-to-head against each other once again. Well, we'll talk about men's football in the Nigeria Premier Football League. But also later today, Europe Top 5 Leagues. Match day 2, West Ham against Chelsea, Real Betis against Deportivo Alaves. In the German Bundesliga, we would have the first game also. It is Bayern Munich against RB Leipzig. And in the French Ligue 1, match day 2, Paris Saint-Germain against Angers in the French Ligue 1. So we discuss about all of this. We have updates also from the women's football. Leah Williamson and Laura James, they are set to meet at the beginning of the WSL season. But then there is a record transfer fee also still in the world of women's football. Remember, last month, it was all about Smith, who was the record transfer fee player. We'll talk about women's transfer, joining from Liverpool to join Arsenal Football Club. But at this point in time, Olivia is her name. So we'll take a look at the top 5 women's player who definitely are the most expensive when we talk about women's football. All of this we have lined up for you on today's edition of the show right here on 32 FM. And once again, you are listening to the voice of Oluwatimileye SAMIES Ogunde. But we go straight to join our partners first, where we'll come back from the BBC Premier League update as regards what they have for us at the game set to go down later tonight. Chelsea against the West Ham. Remember, Chelsea in their match they won encounter, they were unable to get a victory against the Crystal Palace there at the Bridge. 0-0 it ended, while for West Ham on the other hand, they went to the Stadium of Light, that's home of Sunderland, the newly promoted side, and they lost by 3-0. But Graham Potter said that they decided they needed to do so well for themselves that day at the London Stadium later today. Remember, at the point, it was the manager of Chelsea Football Club. But let's join our partners, the BBC Premier League update, to take a listen to what they have for us as regards the game set to go down tonight and also the updates from the world of transfer in English football. The BBC Premier League update.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Shabnam Yunus-Jewel at the BBC Sports Centre. Crystal Palace made a winning start on their European debut, beating Fredrikstad 1-0 in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League playoff. Jean-Philippe Mateta scored the goal in the second half. 𝐒𝐻𝐿 was not in the Palace squad in Europe as he's expected to sign for Arsenal soon. Palace manager Oliver Glasner says they've accepted Eze's imminent departure but need reinforcements.
I think he won't play for Palace anymore. Today with 17 on-field players, Rio Cardins from the academy, with 2 players on the bench, we told them already that they should leave. That means we have 14 and that's it. So no injured player will come back, so we can't register anyone for the second leg. We have to act, everybody knows this, and I hope we will do it.
The story around the forward being swooped on by Arsenal after agreeing terms with Tottenham has dominated the headlines in England, and former Palace striker Clinton Morrison is certainly thrilled by the prospect of Eze being reunited with his boyhood club.
Eze just excites me. I pay money to watch him. That's how exciting he is. He's a great person, a great lad. I don't want anyone to leave Crystal Palace, but this move is right for him and it's right for the football club. He's 27 years of age. He's coming into the prime of his career. He's got a big World Cup on the horizon. And I think he could be the difference for Arsenal this season. I really do.
Meanwhile, Premier League transfer spending has reached a record $3.17 billion in a single window, and there's still 10 days to go. Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca sounds keen to move some players on, including forward Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku.
We see if they're going to be here, they're going to be with us. In case they are not here, that means that they found a solution. It's always better if they can find a solution, because I think they're going to be more happy and the club the same.
Chelsea go away to West Ham for the start of the second week of the season on Friday night. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, there you had the update from the English Premier League. That's the BBC Premier League update as regards English men's football club. But now we talk about women's football players as well. I mentioned that Leah Williamson, the Lionesses of England's captain, well, she became the first England captain to lift a major European trophy twice. And when the Lionesses beat Spain at the Euros, that's a final this summer there in Switzerland. But the England captain is set to miss the start of the Women's Super League season because of a knee injury she suffered in the Euro 2025 final. Well, remember, she missed the Gunners' preseason training camp in Germany this month after reporting back to the club with a swelling there in her right knee. The same can be said about Lauren James, the Chelsea forward. She said to miss a spell on the sidelines also with the ankle injury she sustained for England at the Euro 2025. And of course, in a statement released by Chelsea, they said that she is now back with Chelsea and will undergo a period of rehabilitation with the football club. Lauren James, she picked up a series of injuries last season, limiting her to just 17 appearances and 4 goals for the Blues. Now, talking about a transfer there in the world of women's football, Orlando Pride, they have made 𝐿𝐈𝐒𝐿 the most expensive signing in women's football history by signing the Mexico winger from Tigers UANL in a deal worth $1.5 million. That is 1.1 million pounds. And the transfer breaks the record set by Arsenal last month when the Champions League holders signed the Canada forward Olivia Smith from Liverpool in a £1 million deal. So we take a look at the top 5 most expensive female footballers of all time, and so glad that we can see an African also on that list. Starting from list to top, in September 2020, it was Pernille Harder who signed up for Chelsea from Wolfsburg, £250,000. That was the transfer fee then. Also still in September 2022, we had Keira Walsh join Barcelona from Manchester City, and she was signed for £400,000. And then in February 2024, Rachel Kudinaji moved from Madrid to BFC there in America for £695,000. And then in January 2025, Chelsea went a step further to also break the record where they signed Naomi Gimmer, the defender that's from San Diego, and she joined Chelsea for £900,000. And just last month, Olivia Smith from Canada, the lady who won the younger PFA Women's Player of the Year, she joined the Arsenal from Liverpool for £1 million. And just yesterday, it was 𝐿𝐈𝐒𝐿 who joined Orlando Pride, also still in America, from Tigers UANL for £1.1 million. Remember that she's going to be trading a game against the likes of Banda, Rachel Kudinaji. We also have Asisato Shwala in that mix. We also have Michelle Alozie. All of these players. She will be trading their game against them. But she's going to be playing against the veteran Brazilian. That's a matter herself when we talk about women's football. But let's leave that also and talk about the football story from the continent, where it is the CHAN tournament, CHAN Championship, co-hosted by Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And we have the 3 nations in the quarterfinals of this year's championship. But Kenya will be up against Madagascar later today by 3 p.m. at the Moi International Sports Center there in Nairobi, Kenya. Tanzania also later today by 6 p.m. at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam would be up against Morocco. The other actions are set to go down tomorrow. Uganda against Senegal, Sudan against Algeria. And moving straight to talk about basketball stories, the AfroBasket Championship. We had the concluding part of the quarterfinal games go down yesterday. And then we'll talk about those games. It is, for the likes of Angola that defeated Cape Verde in front of a record crowd of 12,700 to be in the semi-finals of this year's AfroBasket Championship, hosted by Angola. And then Cameroon also dismantled Egypt to reach the semi-finals. But in the pairing, we have Mali against Senegal, and that's later tomorrow. Angola also will be up against Cameroon in the semi-finals of the AfroBasket Championship going on there in Angola. Talking about other sports before we leave the show, let's talk about UFC. We have former UFC champion Sean Strickland. He has been suspended from fighting for 6 months after his part in a brawl at the mixed martial arts event there in Las Vegas on the 29th of June. Strickland, who was working as a cameraman for Miles Unsinger at the Tough and Tough event when he attacked another fighter following a bout, and a fine of £3,700 plus legal fee was also issued to the American. So Sean Strickland, who reacted angrily to Luis Hernandez taunting of Unsinger after the middleweight fight, is definitely out of action for 6 months. And he last fought in February when he lost to then UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis in a one-sided win for the South African. Well, of course, we leave the show now by telling you that the World of Tennis, that's the US Open, is set to begin in 2 days from now. And we will come in the afternoon to tell you what you can expect from the US Open. And this is the first time that the US Open also will begin on a Sunday. We'll meet by 3:30, where it's going to be the build-up to the games that's set to go down later this weekend, starting from tonight in England, Spain, Germany, and France, and also in Nigeria. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I say do enjoy the rest of the day, and bye for now.